Alrighty, here we go. Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to Smudcast number 333. Tree, Aragorn versus toxic masculinity. Whatever the hell that means, I don't know. We're going to find out. And this is a video done by...
Oh, yeah.
The Cinema Therapy guys. This is a channel that has 500,000 subs. And this video came out last year in August and has almost 1 million views. So it's a pretty big video. And it's a 20-minute video, so it's going to be a touch long. We're probably going to stop, I'd say halfway, just because we're going to get fed up. And we're going to have lots to say. Now, what they say is all good stuff, because he's talking about good character traits, like traits which you like about hero characters and yada yada. And we can have a giant list. Everyone has their own giant list of things why you like someone. Like, there's all kinds of reasons. And
I like my main male characters being misogynistic, hate women, usually a bit racist, possibly members of the Klan. You know, the usual centrist political views.
Yeah, we're the extreme center of everything. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is all within the context of what is toxic masculinity. And it's a fair enough description because I don't know the actual definition, but it's sort of like a generic one, so they could just say whatever they like. And you're like, oh, okay, then it's just stuff you don't like about guys. You're like, okay. And the stuff they do like about guys, which happens to be the character of Aragorn, but then they start spinning it. You're like, wait a second. That can be applied to anyone, anything, yada, yada, yada. And that's where I sort of go, ugh. And as you'll soon listen to, the guy on the left, whose name I don't know, is apparently a therapist. That's why he calls his videos YouTube channel Cinema Therapy. So I don't mind that definition. I don't mind that vocation or concept, because if you want to talk about catharsis or healing, media is a great way. And you can get through a lot of problems playing a video game, reading a book, watching a movie. And it's kind of like comfort food for your mind at certain times. So, and of course, Lord of the Rings is long and big, and lots of great themes, lots of great feelings you could experience: friendship, camaraderie, life and death,
gay romance.
Apparently, if you're crazy, there's some gay romance in there. There's all kinds of weird stuff, but it's a fun movie for everyone, and it's one of those things you pull out on a rainy day, and you're like, hey, let's go rewatch.
It's something that I've never really heard people say I absolutely despise. It's always one where if it's on, most people in your group will go, yeah, let's watch it.
Yeah, even like the person who really doesn't like Lord of the Rings can find something that they really like about it. Yeah, it's like incredible. Unless you're a Harry Potter fan, they are faggots.
I've said my part on Harry Potter fans.
Yes.
Though I have got a confession to make. I now have Harry Potter coasters in my house.
Oh.
For
but
cups and stuff. So
that's
I'm like,
because you want to destroy it, and you keep putting water and soap and mugs on it.
Yeah, that's what I say. But the girlfriend's like, no, I'm slowly breaking you, aren't I? I'm like, yeah. I'm still not going to be happy going to Harry Potter World, but yeah.
Slowly associating feelings of love, sex, and lust with drinking and coasters. This is how women get to you. So
yeah, it's a slow thing, guys. Just don't do it. Just be like single. Just be bisexual, semi-bisexual, but only for men. If you're a man, find your own Sam and Frodo relationship. Don't be an Aragorn. Don't go with a woman, especially a woman who lives forever.
Yes, I need an eternal elf chick. That's my ideal female in life. Who could summon...
It's all lies.
Yeah, who could summon
elf
water
elf
spirits.
anime titties don't exist. It's all a lie.
Yeah, no, all the manga you've read is all a lie, guys. It's not real. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's Mike Test to start things off. Hey, Mike, you are starting at $4.99. I noticed. I don't know why, but hey, Mike Test is a mysterious fellow. There's another dimension, a dimension masochism, a dimension of dumbness, a dimension of nonsense You're entering the Smudcast. That sounds like an intro to
the Twilight Zone.
The Twilight Zone.
Zone.
The old Twilight Zone.
Yeah. You see a door. It looks like any other normal door. You wonder what's behind it. So you go and open it, and you find yourself behind the scary door.
Behind the green door.
Thanks, Mark. Ruining all.
It's the teal.
Again.
It's the teal-colored door from Mike Testa's super chat. Because for whatever reason,
door to Mike Testa. Yeah.
The Mike Testa's mind.
The door to Mike Testa is the green door.
Some 70s porno. That's fantastic.
We're putting together the lore.
Oh boy.
It's all coming together now.
All right, so this is a 20-minute video. It will take some time, depending, because you guys, I'm sure you like Lord of the Rings, and
I love Lord of the Rings. Captain Picard is my favourite character for Lord of the Rings, especially beats Voldemort.
My favourite part was when Chewbacca said, like, "The Force may be with you, yes."
When Chewbacca
and
says,
my axe.
You're a Jedi, Harry.
You're a Jedi.
Jean-Luc Picard. All right. Tyler Preston, thanks for the donation. So I watched the rest of the video from yesterday. Oh, I'm so sorry. And it unsurprisingly doesn't get any better. Red goes on about how male characters aren't allowed to have female characters, or how the protagonist isn't allowed to be wrong. I think that was the thrust of her idea when she said it's okay when they're a chosen one sort of trope, then they're allowed to grow.
Yes.
Which is weird.
That's I think like she even put Neo as an example.
Yeah, but Neo ends up learning kung fu and being a martial arts guru, so I don't know what the hell she's talking about.
But they do make but most they can never be wrong. Well, that's not true. There's a lot of times that characters are wronged in the film because if they're always right, they just win really easily, like Rey does, because she just wins really easily in everything. So, yeah. To be honest with you, I don't think Red understands tropes. I think the whole trope talk is just cover to go off on silly tangents and political rants and weird snarky jabs. So,
would you even call her a grifter for that? Because she's really not approaching any of those things. Like it's just like a fucking lie altogether.
It's just like she comes across as a person who knows, but in real life, no one wants to listen to her talk, so she just talks on the internet.
So that's why she's asexual.
Probably. But yeah, because the minute you start actually let's put it this way, if you're going to look up tropes, you go into TV tropes, and they give a good example of what the tropes are.
Yeah.
The fact that every trope that I've looked at that she's tried to explain, she's never explained the trope anywhere close to being what TV tropes say they are. I just have to go that she obviously doesn't know what these tropes are, and the tropes are just a cover for ranting and ravings and just boring tangents with shit. So
it's a shame because honestly I think there's a demand for those kind of content on YouTube to
people
match with the quality at least.
Yeah, people say Blue, who obviously it's red and blue, isn't there? They say Blue, who does his part, is a lot better.
Yeah, well, doesn't he only do historical?
Yeah. But I don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
Here is Tyler Preston, who decides to correct their donation through a super chat. And he meant to say, I meant female bosses as opposed to female characters. So he's saying the main character, who is a manly man, can't have a female boss, which is very specific to a story.
Weird.
So, I mean, imagine Conan having a boss. You're like, wait a second, that doesn't make any sense.
You know when Arnold Schwarzenegger's mowing down all those people in Commando, he needed a female boss to tell him to do it. So,
I must know the secret of steel, my female superior. Please tell me how to find it. Anyway, here is Aragorn, Lord of the Cockrings. Okay, that's a name. Thanks for the name. If men have ways of behaving that these people consider non-toxic, it kind of throws a monkey wrench of how those behaviors have to do with masculinity, doesn't it? Because no matter how hard they try, that's an all-encompassing term, and they prove it wrong. It's so subjective and undefined that you don't know exactly what the term means. When someone calls you not just toxically masculine, but just toxic in general, I'm lost. And I'm like, please use it in a sentence outside of myself so I can understand what you're actually trying to say to me. And it just comes down to, I don't like your behavior. I don't like the way you talk. Or I don't, like, there's nothing specific. It's always a general thing that makes it.
I'm going to say, I thought you were going to say Gennaro, and that's the lawyer who gets eaten in Jurassic Park.
I was going to say generic, and I was like, it's not generic. It's more generalized. Yeah. It's such, I hate these words because I can't wrap my brain around them properly. And you look at Google definitions, it doesn't really help that much. It's always some sort of weird Urban Dictionary thing or a bunch of people using it. Oh, you're toxic. You're a creep. I'm like, what do you?
Oh, toxic male. Those are always bad things. I'm a normal person. You're like, yeah, sure you're ass fishing, stupid face.
Yeah, I never grasped the idea. So anyway, I think we're good to go. We're going to get a definition from the guy anyway, so we'll use that as our basis of understanding and see what he has to say. Okay, 20 minutes. Here we go.
You can decapitate orcs and write poetry.
Yeah, they're not mutually exclusive.
No.
Welcome to Cinema Therapy. I'm Jonathan Decker. I'm a licensed therapist and I love the cinema.
I am Alan Seawright. I am an unlicensed filmmaker and I really need therapy.
I'm here for you. I'm here for all of you. Okay, so going right for the jugular, buzzword, toxic masculinity.
I've heard of that.
You want to flare up some people on the interwebs, you just type in the words toxic masculinity. Don't even leave a comment or even give any context. Just say that phrase and watch the explosion.
I can just feel the MRA people like tuning up their keyboards to come after us.
Rest assured that I was on the internet.
What's wrong with being a men's rights activist?
I think they associate that with people who are just responding to feminism. So,
but that's not what men's rights activists are.
I know. That's how they see them, though.
So for someone who's a therapist, insulting someone over what they're being a men's rights activist, something that's like not, they're insulting them over something that they've assigned to them, not what they're actually about. So the reason why they get upset about toxic masculinity is because toxic masculinity doesn't exist. It is just literally a word used to attack men. Hence why the need for men's rights activists to try and oppose the word, because it really is a word that needs opposing. So, anyway. And I know people are going to say, yeah, but you ever go to SJWs? Men's rights activists are different to SJWs.
Yeah, they actually have...
It's like the proper women's rights activists who were actually women's rights activists, you know, back when women needed to fight for rights.
Yeah, it's kind of odd that they can't believe that some men don't have certain rights. It's like, well, if there's a conflict between men and women, don't you think both of them have certain alienated problems that the other is getting, the other one is not getting?
Yeah.
So goes both ways. There's certain things for men, certain things for women, and I don't know what the balance is, but if there are legal issues, that's what these people are fighting for. So,
men's rights in family court is a thing that men's rights activists have to fight about, because family courts are not fair to men. So, and that's not something, that's not some bullshit you just make up. You can find the numbers to show that they're not fair to men. So, yeah, this really just it's a sore subject. because it's like me having to go at the women's rights activists in like the 60s with the bra burnings and stuff when they needed to do that, because that's actually activism that was for a reason, not like today's like fourth wave feminists who just literally just hate men and just want to see men suffer. So
okay. Here's Mike Testa. Smud, you can't even say Rankin Bass, right? Rankin Bass. Rankin Bass?
Rankin Bass. Yeah, the ones who made that Christmas thing.
Oh, sorry.
Weren't they also responsible for one of the adaptations of Lord of the Rings or maybe The Hobbit? I think they were the ones who drew the cartoon.
I swear to God, Mark, I thought you were going to say, like, weren't they responsible for, like, the Holocaust or something, or some sort of joke. I've been on this podcast. No. I've been on this podcast way too long that my mind just went straight there.
Yeah.
It's not about the 6 million this time.
All right, here's Mike Testa one more time. Who are these boomers?
I'm not going to burn my half of the Jews.
Oh, jeez. Who are these boomers, and where's my shotgun, Smud? Oh dear, where are we getting this from? Here's
It was about the fact that also the guy on the right didn't know his name to like say it straight away. He goes, "I'm Why do you say Your name's not Just say your name."
I'm unlicensed filmmaker.
I've actually forgotten what his name is. It was right on the. Is it Waltz or something? I don't care.
Yeah, don't worry about it. The guy on the left is good enough for me.
Yeah, the guy on the left, the guy on the right.
Yeah, I really don't remember any of these guys' names, and they're not really helpful anyway because I'm probably not going to watch anything else they do unless you guys say we should. Then I'll probably get to know their names more. So, anyway, let's keep going here. Vladimir Dragunov, MRA.
I think it was. I'll just call them green and red. Because one's wearing a red shirt and one's wearing a green shirt. So.
All right. Here's Vladimir Dragunov, MRA. That's a word I haven't heard in a long time. Oh. Yeah, I know.
MRA? Do you know him? Well, of course I do. He's me.
Here's Francis Ford Coppola. This douchebag is a therapist. Jesus, good thing Wisp isn't here. Wisp is here. Wisp would tear this guy a new asshole after he's done committing acts of terror and urinating on people's wives. Of course.
Why is this still a thing?
Where did that come from? Who did that? Who?
No, listen. On the Smudcast, we only deal in absolute truths, and unfortunately, the absolute truth is Wisp commits acts of terror and pisses on people's wives. You know, why lie? Embrace what Wisp is.
Embrace the piss.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's Mike Testa one more time, then we'll keep going. Yes, they did, Mark. Yes, they did, and that too, Hawk. What are we?
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Okay, they did do some of the Lord of the Rings adaptations.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Actually, I think like the Hobbit cartoon is probably the most accurate adaptation so far, and that's kind of embarrassing.
It's not really embarrassing when you look at the Hobbit that Peter Jackson made. So
that's what I mean. Like it's more accurate to the book itself than the Jackson one. And I know that he wanted to make it grandiose, but like it's really pretty much a children's book.
Yeah. So. Yeah, but what even Peter Jackson said with it, it's like he just wanted to do it in like at maximum 2 movies, but the studio pushed him for.
Yeah, even the foundation was shit. Like, but that's a whole other story.
All right, let me carry on.
Let's go.
That I was on the internet within minutes, registering my disgust throughout the world.
And the whole concept as it was explained to me, is that there are aspects of traditional masculinity that are positive and healthy and wonderful, right? Providing, protecting, being brave, being determined, being ambitious, all these things.
Sure.
And then there's an underbelly of that.
So these are all generic things. Brave is a virtue. Determined, I don't know exactly what he's referring to. Like I have a goal and I'm going to stick to it, I guess. Ambitious.
Also, ambition can be bad as well.
Yeah,
exactly.
These are all generic things. It's like, why are they positive? I mean, brave could be, you could be crazy. You could be stupidly brave. You could be courageous, but completely ignorant of what's to come. So there's all kinds of dumb things you could say about war that people were getting into. You don't have honor. You're not brave enough to go fight in a war. It's like, then they get killed instantly. So it's,
let's put it this way. Stalin was very ambitious. So was Hitler. And they were very determined. So, positive masculinity. They're champions of positive masculinity.
Stalin provided,
you heard it here first.
Stalin provided lots of grain after he stole it.
Yeah. Stalin was ambitious by killing all those Ukrainians to provide to the very few Russians that agreed with him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
and he was good at.
He was really brave to challenge Mother Nature herself, and fuck up the ecosystem for decades to come.
Yeah.
Fuck
Hitler was good at providing the German people with spare shoes and provisions when he killed all the Jews. So
Oh god! I just realized that he made a spelling mistake. Positive.
Oh my god! You spelled positive wrong.
Like, he makes fun of people who get angry if they see a certain word.
Oh,
they make
god.
Begin a rookie error like this. Come on. I guess therapy doesn't mean that you gotta spell right.
It's positively easy to spell.
Or is this a negative masculine trait? He made another error, negative. The quotation mark doesn't end after masculine.
Oh my god! Wow.
Okay, we done arguing about grammar problems.
No, we weren't arguing about it. I'm just wowing at it. I'm just wowing at anyone who's haughty-taughty and obviously looks down on other people. Don't spell things incorrectly on a video.
You're put on a much higher scale. You can't talk shit about people to that much, but making basic errors in production.
I know. I think it's the font really. Part of this is it looks pretty.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bother checking. Everything looks nice. Then you realize no. There's problems. All right, here's Joe Crazy. Oh, sorry, the Mechanist. Lego is going to China. Kinda ruins my revenge plan. Aw. Sorry, Mechanist. I guess you can't rain holy hell on China or specific parts. Whatever you're doing. Joe Crazy. Don't know about MRAs, but I do know about MREs. Are they any good? I heard they're pretty good. I mean, I don't know the old ones, but the new ones are apparently very good. So
there are some old ones that are pretty tasty as well. Yeah.
I haven't tried them. They look. I always like having weird lunch things, snacks and stuff in tubes that astronauts would eat. That's cool. But I always wanted to know how that would taste.
Yeah, I think there's a particular YouTube channel that's exactly dedicated for this kind of a taste. Kind of he's tasting MREs from different periods. I think he even had one from the 19th century.
Interesting.
It was still edible. That was the craziest part. And he said it tasted delicious. There has to be something else.
That's amazing. Just the ability to preserve food. Obviously there's classical methods of using salt and drying and all sorts of techniques, and then you have these
hundreds of years.
Yeah, designed for military to be rough and compact and nutritious and tasty. Mm-hmm. That's pretty amazing. So
yeah.
Anyway, Eric Wright. Eric, what's going on, man? $10 donation. What's up? Holy crap. Howdy, y'all. Hope all is well with the cast and that the video isn't too crazy. Okay, I'll catch you later then. Well, thank you so much, Eric.
Okay, yeah, I'll catch you later then.
Nothing is crazy so far. We're just slowly getting into it.
Apart from spelling mistakes.
Yeah, that's whoop-de-doo, right? You know, we can forgive that. So.
Yeah.
And Mike, you keep throwing the money at the screen, man. Okay, we're gonna keep reading you.
But his money's like what he finds behind like the couch. It's like
the golden plated couch. Just 24 karat gold.
No, it's like he'll find like an Iranian dollar or something, then send it through to us, and it's just like okay.
Mike Testa, thank you, sir. And I thought my spelling was bad. How B-A-R? You actually spelled embarrassing correctly. Wow. Bravo,
oh my
Mike.
God. When Mike Testa spells better, and he still spells wrong. Oh, Mike, never change, Mike. Never change. I like you.
I have to imagine he's doing this everything intentionally, and we're just...
You're gonna regret that talk.
Everything he does is a plot
Be
that is hidden from us. It's this plot that we don't know what he's doing, and it takes multiple years to figure it out, what his plan is. I don't know what that plan is, though.
To be honest with you, after all the interactions I've had with Mike, I've come to regard him as someone I've met.
Yes. It feels like I know him in a way that... I can't like it's not the strange dude in the corner, but the friend that's sitting at the bar with you, but he's mostly quiet. He'll randomly say things, and you're just like, huh?
Oh, cool.
Jeff, are you okay?
Yeah.
And you're like, what's up, Jeff?
You kind of forget that, yeah.
It's that sort of thing, and you know, sometimes he'll buy a round for everyone. Cool guy. You're like, what's that? I don't know why. Why are you doing that? His own little world, having fun. You're like, that's cool. Anyway, back to the video.
Is homophobic or misogynistic or tries to assert control and dominance through violence and aggression.
Right.
Struggles to be vulnerable, struggles to be accountable, and has a hard time with vulnerability.
Okay.
So almost like being determined, being brave, and being ambitious then.
I've never met...
Those attributes could be said to a woman as well.
Yeah, I've never met a homophobic guy. I've never met a misogynistic guy. I've never met a dominance through violence. I mean, there's guys who are drunk and crazy, but you know that's because they're drunk and they act weird.
Actually, I've seen more homophobic women than men. Seriously.
Yeah. Well, they're scared. Well, they're scared of men in general, so it doesn't matter what category, and they will just say whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, with homosexuals, there's even more of them, so no wonder they do that.
Right, so I wouldn't say these are particularly negative, but you know, if you're just scared of the gays, how is that a negative trait? How is disliking women a negative trait? You don't feel comfortable around them.
I dislike women. Oh my God, you just hate women. No, I'm gay, so
Like, I don't have a hard definition of these terms, and it seems to me that the people who are talking about toxic masculinity always refer to the things they don't like in any context. The guy is screaming, the guy is loud, the guy is too masculine, he is too, I don't know, something too much of something. And you're like, in what capacity? Because big, strong, tall dudes are always a good thing. You want those guys around you, and you feel comfortable. I feel comfortable because if you're at a bar, a club, and there's a bouncer or there's a buddy of yours, or just a nice guy who's just there chilling out, you feel much more comfortable than when you do actually see crazy people running around drunk. So, I don't know. Weird stuff to say these are negative, even though we can definitely list behaviors from men which are not very attractive. So, how it's toxic is the problem. I don't understand the term. I thought it meant you were transmitting this behavior to other men or teaching men to be this way, and I never understood what that meant. but the concept I would imagine is it's like poison, and as such, it hurts you in some capacity. So, whatever that means to the context of the person receiving it, I don't know. But strange enough, this is the list we're going with, so we'll just keep that in mind. Here is who we got next. Alex Halo. Hey, Alex. What do you think of me? We think you're the anime guru guy in general on the Smudcast.
Everything about Fate.
Yes. Anything Fate or Neptunia? What was it? Was it Neptunia? What was the name of the?
Yeah, Neptunia.
Yeah.
Yes.
So those are the two things that Alex is known
and
for.
Traps.
And especially traps. Yes. So.
I just whenever I think of you, I go weeb, but I have a little smile saying, our weeb.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got a special place here.
Yep. Okay. Tyler.
I mean, it's really far at the back and like not at the front, like really far at the back and like in a dark corner, but you're still here.
Okay. Here's Tyler Preston again. Feminist. Men need to express their emotions more. Man expresses emotions. Also feminist. Low, shut the hell up, you man baby. Male tears are delicious. Yeah. That happens. That does happen, unfortunately.
Speaking of man tears, Gingerman's here.
Hey, Gingerman, how you doing, buddy?
I was just doing some home improvements around the house. It took me a bit to come here. Let me just join the watch together.
All right. I'll keep reading some super chats and take your time.
Cool.
Here is Taker610. Lego Lord of the Rings was homophobic because it's said to avoid the gaze of Sauron. Or maybe it was gaze with a Z. I think it was with a Z, yeah.
That was a good joke.
We're still stuck on the grammar screen, so why not? Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, all the negative stuff is just a quote. Actually, it's a really long one, and it didn't even fit on the screen. Like negative masculine traits, homophobia, misogyny.
So murder would be a negative trait. Just list bad stuff you don't like. There you go. So
diarrhea.
Okay. That is not a good trait.
So based on the fact that it's not even 2 minutes into the video and we're already at the pros and cons table, I assume I haven't missed much.
Ooh.
He was cheating on people who have even like the slightest like defense against like being called toxic masculine, and then they make a mistake like this.
Yeah, they were being insufferable pricks, and then they spelt things incorrectly on a video. So it's like, you're not as smart as you think you are. You're actually kind of stupid. No.
Yeah, that's usually what it devolves to.
Oh, well.
All right.
Can we carry on?
The Mechanist. We got 2 more super chats. China's long-term Lego short. I will salt the earth. That is your plan to salt.
Hey, he's being ambitious, and if he's determined, it's a positive trait.
Hashtag mad salty. If anyone remembers that shirt from back when Street Fighter Cross Tekken came out.
Oh my god.
Man, I know.
Wow, what a reference!
Like a century ago.
Long story short, the hype for that game was so good. It's like in the competitions that they held before the game came out. It's like they literally had a shirt saying "Mad Salty."
Really?
Wow. Oh, I gotta Google that. Anyway.
Didn't those two like recently break up, like the partnership?
The partnership broke up the day that game came out because of the DLC bullshit.
Oh, well, that's nice.
No, I mean like there was like the opposite game, like with like Street Fighter characters with like
Tekken Cross Street Fighter. Yes, that's still on hold as for
no, it's not gonna happen now.
I mean, Tekken sold well, and Harada said that that game would continue development if 7 sold well, which it did. We'll just have to see.
All right. Here's one more. We'll keep on going. Here's Dark Fire Ice for the super chat. Got to love people who endorse thought crimes. I'm not sure if this is a thought crime or what it is to them, because it seems as if they don't know, and they're just generalizing, okay, this is good, this is bad. You're like, all right, if that's your definition, we're going to work with that. And I'm trying to think of any scenes in Lord of the Rings where there was homophobia or misogyny. I'm like, what? When does this ever happen? Do men hate women? I don't think so.
Remember that famous thing? No man can kill me, and Gimli just rips off and goes, "I am no man. I'm a fucking dwarf. No bitch is here to save you." And he cuts off the Witch King's head. Do you remember that scene? Yeah.
Yeah.
The fuck.
That was my favorite scene.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's go then.
Ability in a.
Are you crying? Are you crying? There's no crying. There's no crying in baseball.
And so I always kind of parsed it out. Like, there's nothing wrong with being a man.
That's fine. Stop crying. Stop breaking down into tears. Stop breaking down into tears in public. It's fucking pathetic. Whether you're a man or a woman, stop crying in public. I don't want to see you cry in public. Take it to your own home. Cry at home.
I had like a classmate, it was a she, and she was like saying like, "Oh, I passed the exam because like I started like crying because I didn't get enough points to pass the exam, and like then they felt sorry for me and I passed the subject." And I was like, "Okay, that's kind of pathetic."
So you failed and you had to cry. So you still failed.
Had to cry. It's almost as bad as you sucked off someone's dick to get through.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not something to be proud of.
No.
I cried to pass my exam. It's like, so you're still an idiot, by the way. You didn't pass the exam.
And this was at the university.
Wow. But that's not toxic, telling someone to stop crying, because if someone starts breaking down to tears, it's a bit like, especially in public, it's a bit like, oh, what the fuck are you doing? This is just embarrassing.
We have lessons for children, like for men to be tougher and not to cry. Like every time you're a kid, you're going to cry. You're going to cry every month of your life, pretty much, for something, for some reason. And we teach kids not to do that because they have to man up, because life is going to be really hard, really fast. And if they don't learn those lessons sooner rather than later, they're going to have a worse time. So
yeah, but some of these people, like probably these people as well, like they took it like really hard on, like word by word, that like men are not supposed to cry at all. They just didn't understand, like this is like it's not for every single situation.
What was the
no? It's like men aren't supposed to cry out in public like little babies once they reach like manhood,
right?
Because you can cry in private and away from stuff, but you've got to try and keep some sort of fucking professionalism with yourself, because if you're just bawling at everything, you're no use to nobody.
I'm trying to think of the quote from Ron Swanson: "Crying is only good at funerals in the Grand Canyon," I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, it's like I'm going through quite a lot of stuff in the last 2 years. I've never cried in public. Never once just broke down in tears. I've always held myself and said, like, I'll, just hold myself steady and carry on, because if I start breaking down to tears and crying, I'm not going to get anything done to resolve the problem. Crying does not solve the problem at hand. Crying just means you're a sad fucking sack crying while the problem is still going on. So that's how I see it. Solve the problem, then have a fucking cry about the fact you had to go through that thing if you need to. But if your first response to a problem is break into tears and cry, yeah, I'm sorry, I ain't got any sympathy for you. You should be trying to solve what's in front of you.
Okay.
But that's just me.
Yeah.
So
let's go.
I'm also called heartless and cruel. So
it's like plain simple. It's plain and simple. You just got to get your shit together and solve the problem. Otherwise, what the hell you're doing?
Yeah. My house is on fire. I'm going to sob. No, call the fire brigade. Try and put the fire out. Get out of the house first. Don't just.
Unless you're an anime character, in which case use the tears to put out the fire.
Yeah. Well. Unless you're a fictional character, then yes, do that. But if you're real life,
life. Yeah.
All right.
I think we can
Here is Francis Bortocopoulos again. From what I observe, men aren't told not to cry. They're told to be able to control their emotions, and men do cry typically when it's appropriate venue to do so. You can't be an adult and start weeping at every inconvenience. I think that's a given.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah. Okay, everyone's had that friend who cries a lot. They get annoying, don't they? And you don't really want to be around them. And you're a bit like, oh, there, as you slowly pat him on the back because you're like, fuck's sake, you're crying again. And it's like, I'm crying because I don't. And you're like, I can't understand what you're saying. Just wipe the snot from you. Oh my god, just whatever. I'm gonna go hang out with my friends that don't cry. Good luck.
Yeah. Some of them just do it for attention, and that's it.
It's not like a typical hawk response. It's just like it's whatever.
I'm kidding.
I know, but it is a typical response from me. I will admit it. It's not the default, but it is the average, or so Red says. Or whatever bullshit. But yeah,
I definitely get your point. It's like there's that point where it's like it just has to stop. You just got to toughen up and deal with it.
Yeah, because like Smudge said, life is fucking difficult. I mean, trust me, guys and gals who are listening. Life, you can be living a perfectly normal life. Something goes wrong, you can get screwed for years, and it can be so difficult. And they always say there's light at the end of the tunnel. There's times when there's no light at the end of the tunnel, and you do not know how long this tunnel is. So you have got to, pardon the phrase, man the fuck up and dig your way out of that tunnel.
You got to power through. You got to keep going until the end, or else you can't do shit.
And the number one way you're not going to get yourself out of that is sitting, sobbing in the streets and just crying your eyes out. So, anyway, I think we said enough about crying and shit. So
we're going to be here for a while.
Let's get on with this wonderful video.
Yes.
Man, but you just want to be balanced.
Right.
An example of what we would call non-toxic masculinity is Aragorn in The Lord of the Rings, because he embodies all of these traditionally...
Okay, so I don't like this term non-toxic because this is so stupid. Just say it's Aragorn. This is how Aragorn behaves as a guy. You're like, fine.
Just say
or a masculine character.
Yeah.
Or just say normal man. It's like what's actually supposed to be taken as normal, which is not like being an asshole.
Yeah.
Yep.
Strong macho characteristics, but all of the humility and tenderness and goodness and kindness and nurturing and vulnerable.
Dude, at his own coronation, sings a song with flower petals falling on him.
I don't see how that has anything to do with being positive or negative. Guys express themselves all different artistic ways. The flower petals have nothing to do with it.
If you saw a skinhead Nazi walking through a park that had cherry blossom trees that were, the leaves were falling off, and he was just humming to himself like a song about Nazis, you wouldn't go, oh, look at that, he's not toxic and all that sort of stuff. Because look, there's flower petals falling near him.
There is a lot of music and poetry in Lord of the Rings. So I don't remember reading the coronation scene, but there might have been a song in there. I don't know. But again, men, women express themselves through dance, music, cheering, screaming. Pick an emotion, they'll express it. So
yeah, when I listen to Slipknot, I think, God, what a girly song this is.
So if you're the king of Gondor or whatever the hell he's coronated as, I think he has a few liberties to do what he wants, and singing probably isn't that big a deal.
Yeah, we're not going to go. Sorry, rule number one of being a king: no singing. Yeah. It's pretty gay.
That reminds me exactly of Monty Python's Quest for the Holy Grail. It's like, no singing, no singing.
No, we're not doing that. No.
Stop that right now.
But I don't want to live in a swamp. I want to go there and sing. No, we're cutting that out here. No, we're not having a bloody sing along in this scene.
All right. Here's Mike Testa. Hey, Mike, you're back. Enough of this woman talk, be men. Talk like men do. What? Let's try that one more time.
Talk like men. Do manly things.
Enough of this woman talk be men, comma, capital talk like men, capital do. Oh my God, Mike. What the hell? When you say talk like men, do you mean like someone who's never learned English and just went through life and just grew up to be a man? Me talk good.
Talk like man do. Me man. Me Tarzan, you Jane.
It's just...
Oh boy.
Christ.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
Me captain now.
me charging you. Like what?
Yeah. Me super chat you. You say big words. Me giggle. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah. Anyway.
He does. He does.
He is fine with his masculinity. He's set.
I think he has other things on his mind than how male he is at that moment in his life.
Do you know most men, most normal guys are fine with masculinity. We're perfectly fine. It seems to be soy boys, gays, fags, SJWs, feminists, lonely cat women, and crazy communists who seem to have problems with other people's masculinities.
It's kind of strange when you're in a war. It's like I don't suddenly start thinking, "Do I smell good? Am I?"
It's just like try to rationalize their position that why isn't
Legolas.
it that bad?
Yeah, it's like you don't see Aragorn go, Legolas. You know when I kill that orc. Do I look manly doing it, or do I look like a little sissy? I don't know. No, you look absolutely fine, Aragorn. Don't worry about it. You look great. You look fantastic. You're like a real buff man, a manly man.
I don't think a single line in the book, even the movie, is about like how they look like and do they look properly fine for like the battle.
Yeah.
They're all very focused. Everyone's like
cosmetic type, yeah.
Yeah, but this is what I mean. Most men don't care about their masculinity. We're quite comfortable with our masculinity. We're quite comfortable that we are men. This is we do manly things, and we put quotation marks around it. We're another quotation mark at the end because that's how you use quotation marks. Cinema therapy, and we're perfectly fine. But people like this and the other list of people I mentioned seem to have a problem with us being okay with our masculinity. They seem to not want us to be okay with our masculinity, hence why they've created toxic masculinity to try and make it a negative thing. So, yeah, whatever. It's just, yeah.
all right, let's go.
Yeah.
So we're going to dive in and we're going to take a look at some examples of why Aragorn is basically the ultimate non-toxic male.
Yep.
First of all, he's brave.
Toxic males can be brave. Bravery isn't like whatever. You can't just say he's brave and
Aren't like most of the villains also brave?
Yeah.
Like they don't give a fuck if they're gonna die. Even like these like henchmen that like Sauron has, just like willing to like do whatever the fuck they have to do.
Yeah, the orcs
do their master's bidding.
Are suicidally brave. So
yes.
Well, Lurtz, who is Cinematic Venom's favorite character in the entire series, he's incredibly brave right until Aragorn cuts his head off. He even carries on fighting with one arm and a sword through him. That's pretty brave.
Yes.
Here is Francis.
Also, there's been a lot of brave people in the past who have been, horrible, violent sickos. I just don't understand. Bravery is not just a positive. Good people are. Brave is not just for good people. I don't know why I had to explain this.
It is seen as one of the cardinal virtues, but it's like that's just an expression of one thing doing a good thing. You can be brave doing a bad thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It's part of the recipe, but it's not the only thing. Anyway, Francis Ford
Let's
Coppola.
put it this way, even in the 80s with the IRA, people who are doing it, even though I disagree with them, the Irish people were brave to do that. But as in, like, to even take up arms. What they turned into and everything else was bad. But what I'm saying is, they believe in something. You could easily put bravery to those people.
Right.
I mean, you don't want to, but they sort of have guts to go through with stuff.
All right, here's
So, yeah.
Francis Ford Coppola again. Toxic masculinity is when man does thing I don't like. I would usually agree with that. Positive masculinity is when man does thing I like. Yeah. On a side note, enough about women's rights.
Yeah.
Let's discuss women's wrongs. Yeah. Well, don't worry.
Very much.
Don't worry. We're only talking about Aragorn in this video, so we don't have to focus on the problems we have with the other sex. That's okay.
Thank God.
Yeah. All right. Let's go.
He's strong. He provides for those in his care.
How long do you need?
He's a protector.
As long as you can give me.
He's hardworking. He's got grit and survival skills.
I do not fear them.
He's chivalrous and respectful to women.
I would have gone with you to the end.
He's determined.
Into the very fires of Mordor.
He's not initially ambitious, but he kind of grows into desiring to be a king.
How have I eluded you?
Well, and he's not desiring to be a king because he wants to be a king. He's desiring to be a king because he sees, these people need leadership that I can provide. But
Aragorn has been like avoiding to be a king for like 50 or 60 years in like movie, I think. Like he's pretty much like going on his way. It's like he was just like didn't want to do that. Like eventually, because like they don't have a king, he becomes the one.
It's part of the prophecy.
Like, at least like that's my memory.
Yeah, it's part of like whoever was going to wield the sword is going to be the king and all this other crap.
Yes.
So he reluctantly goes through that, and he realizes he has to do this. Like any hero's journey that these characters go on, he has to accept his own journey. That
he accepted it very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also kind of lucky that all of the people of leadership die, so everyone above him is dead by the end of the trilogy. That is kind of lucky.
Does that even happen like that, even in the book? I wonder.
I couldn't tell you.
I would say the book is the main characters and their events are pretty similar. There are some details that are obviously left out. Entire scenes, entire scenarios, entire chapters. And
of course, yes.
That's kind of a given. That's why a lot of people who are hardcore fans of the books really hate the movies. So you kind of have to have some leeway when you're talking about Lord of the Rings because the book is gigantic. So there's a lot that's not there that would have been great. And I always talk about Tom Bombadil because it's so like the craziest, most powerful character in all the stories. And they're like, he's not important. It's like, yeah, you're right. He's not important. He's kind of cool though. So it's like omitting Q from Star Trek. Like, let's not mention Q in this movie about Star Trek. Like, what do you mean? He's a god. We won't do that. They don't exist. So
he's in Picard season 2, so let's see how that turns out.
Yeah. Oh God. Let's not.
Yeah, great.
let's not.
Don't remind
let's
me.
not even acknowledge that the first one even happened.
Oh God.
I don't even know what you're on about with Captain.
Given that Q's coming, they'll probably do just that.
Anyway, here's Mike Test again. Hey, Mike Hawk, you know how? Okay, Hawk, you know how you say H? Well, you'll see, and it's the devil emote.
H.
It's the
H. Yeah.
The letter H.
I don't.
Yeah, H.
Mike, I don't. All right, thank you, Michael. Again, what the hell is?
Thank you.
Moving on.
Yeah, we'll just keep going.
Thank you, Michael. Signals to security. Get out of here. Just remove him.
Anyway, let's go.
He's also intelligent enough to recognize that, well, I can probably provide better leadership than anyone else who's offering.
I think Helm's Deep is really where he discovers that. Because before Helm's Deep, he has no ambition to be the king of Gondor, to wield the sword. But he sees the people in need. He does what he needs to do. And then by the time it's done, it's like, wow.
Yeah, because if he didn't do anything, he'd die. If he just said, nah, fuck it, I ain't fighting, he would have died at Helm's Deep. So,
putting 2 + 2 together is kind of difficult.
Yeah, so it's kind of a bit like, if I don't fight here, I'm dead. So it's not him going, oh, I should be a king now. It's him going, I'm going to kill as many of these people as possible. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yoink.
See, we can make this argument that he decides to be a leader or a battle leader or whatever you call it, war commander, whatever you call those guys in charge of fighting, so everyone's organized for that specific reason. And you could read into that saying, well, this is a step up to becoming a king. And you're like, maybe. Or he's just trying to get by. And he's the guy who knows what's going down. So it's opportunity meets trying not to die. So
Also, like I said, Theoden dies outside of whatever's Gondor's capital city and everything like that. So there is nobody left. Aragorn is the highest ranking person that is left to lead mankind. So he's like, yes, I will become the king.
Right. Because
I'm the last person. So it's not like he's accepted it. He's like, no, I'm it. That's it. There's nothing else. There's no one higher than me left. I think Gandalf is the only person who is above Aragorn at that point, and he's not going to become king of man, is he? So
he's a bit intertwined with other things. Yeah, he's other
he might be a bit busy with doing other.
He's busy dying.
Again. Anyway.
Guess I'm pretty good at this.
I kind of got the job done. But even then, his ambition is really about everybody else.
Yeah.
But so these are all the ways that, and I think this is why when men watch Lord of the Rings, they really attach to Aragorn, right? Because he's not some little hobbit. He's a man wielding a broadsword, and he's just tough, and then it almost like
I can't relate to Frodo because he's a guy.
I can't relate to Frodo because he's shorter than me.
Is this like an ongoing thing with these videos that nobody can relate or think that Frodo is Rock? Yeah.
Yeah, no, but there's also another thing. There seems to be a big mention about short people just recently. These videos, the last 4 videos have mentioned short people, and how it's impossible for anyone who's tall to understand a short person. I like Frodo, even though, as Smud puts it, he's a tiny man with no shoes. I can still connect with Frodo.
Yeah.
But I can't like Gimli because he's a short bearded bloke.
No, it's because you're female and you're asexual. That's probably why.
And Frodo is child coded. Fuck all of this. Fuck this shit.
This is just the weirdest. This is just the weirdest arguments ever about the height of someone means you can't, connect with them.
Yeah,
aren't they just displaying their toxic masculinity by being a elitist?
This is, imagine if Red was saying, well, clearly everyone can identify with Aragorn. He's the tall white man with a sword, and you're just like, what? How about Boromir? He's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with him? He dies. Like, what's wrong with him?
Yeah, I really like Boromir. I also I like pretty much nearly all the characters in Lord of the Rings. I think they're all good. This is just very weird about the fact that the height of a person represents how much you can connect to him, because a lot of people have been saying that, and I don't understand why. As a tall person, I don't get it. I can connect with shorter people. I have to. Those people are shorter than me, so I have to connect to shorter people.
Yeah, at 6'4", you can only connect with other people who are also 6'4".
Yeah, I can only connect with basketball players. That's the only group of people I can connect to.
And anyway,
the only movie I can relate to is Space Jam because it's about space.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
No.
Oh, let's just. I can't connect to Fred because he's short. Yeah, okay then.
Anyway,
whatever.
Slides in under the radar. By the way, you can be that type of man without being a total a-hole.
Yeah, you can decapitate orcs and write poetry.
Yeah, they're not mutually exclusive.
No.
Okay, right. Number one, right? Decapitating orcs, you can't do that in real life because orcs don't exist in real life. And no,
aren't they black people?
Aren't orcs. But also, can I just tell you something? Most guys you know who write poetry are the biggest assholes you will ever meet in your life because mainly assholes write poetry.
Yes.
Right? So fucking miss me with this fucking poetry shit, alright? Not poetry means you're not an asshole. No, only 99% of poetry was written by an asshole. So,
Most poetries are written by assholes. They rhyme.
Mm-hmm.
As in literal assholes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Poetry's. I like poetry, but I also understand that poetry circles are usually filled with the most smug, pretentious cunts you could ever get to know. Yeah.
It's a different scene talking to the poets or those in a poetry club that actually like reading and writing poetry. I've never been to one, but it's.
Yeah.
I have met people from there, and I absolutely I can connect to them, even though I really tried hard. It just feels like they are just sniffing their own farts, something like that.
Yeah, they're like a completely. It's like people who go to book clubs. I mean, I like reading books, but people in book clubs, fucking hell.
So unfortunate.
Yeah.
They're projecting their own issues on others, and then they get surprised and oh well, they are so negative towards me. I don't know why.
Yeah. It's almost like if book clubs sort of make you agree with Hitler's book burnings. So that's
yeah.
They make you want to destroy every single book that's ever existed.
If you have that kind of time, you should read more books. I mean, it's while you could be reading a book, instead you're with these guys talking about a book that you've already read, which I don't. Unless it's a really good book.
You're gonna read different kind of books from them. That's for sure.
Yeah, and the thing is, these people get such a pretentious view of the book, and you're a bit like, what book did you read? Because it's just like you're not reading the same book as me. Because this book was not that pretentious. So, yeah, very strange, but yeah, poetry not equal an asshole. No. X to fully doubt this, and no. It's yeah.
All right.
Also speaking Elvish isn't doing poetry as well. So
yeah, I was confused for a minute. Aragorn is basically just speaking their language at this point. He's not really quoting anything.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
context, man.
Let's go.
We would normally call negative masculine traits and replaces them with a more positive, healthy masculinity.
Okay, so how do I explain this? You cannot assume a negative and say that the thing that doesn't exist has been replaced with something else. That's retarded. There's no such thing. So they could have been talking about, so he takes the negative cake and replaces it with air. And you're like, what? What are you talking about? So this is not an argument. This is, you cannot prove a negative. So I don't know what they've been trying to say here. It's so dumb. I'll just keep going.
So I actually don't want to talk about toxic masculinity. I prefer the phrase limiting masculinity.
So now he's redefining the term because he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Limiting masculinity.
So
limiting.
Is this limit converging into something, or should we follow that thing?
I guess
anyway.
Being a jerk is okay. It just limits your masculinity. I don't know. Who knows? Great stuff. Great channel.
Limited masculinity.
Yeah.
Limited brain power.
Yeah.
Limited there are power. Ideas about what it is to be a man that actually limit the experience for men like us, right? For example, men aren't supposed to cry. That makes them less manly.
I'm not upset because he left me this way. My eyes are just.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
No. Listen, unless it's me singing, no singing is allowed on this podcast. Other thing, he's just seen someone die, and that scene, because Boromir's just died and they're just in the funeral. So, yeah, he can cry. The fuck is.
So, I don't know why he wanted to put it in Flight of the Conchords just for comedy, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, well, I don't know why. They're not funny. But crying, how does that limit your masculinity? As in, like, if you do it I can understand crying like a little girl all the time. Yeah, that limits your masculinity because you're acting like a little girl. But crying at seeing your brother in arms being dead and having a funeral for him. Yeah. Oh no, that's bad. That's limited as masculinity. No, that's kind of a
absolutely not
a respectful thing to do. It's highly manly. It shows that your respect for your fellow man. It shows that you held this guy in high regards.
Yeah,
exactly.
You say final goodbye to them.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, as well, he said men like us, as referring to himself. I do not want to be associated with men like him.
Yeah, I think like he's the last person I want to have tips from how to be a man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to be away. I mean, I'd rather be a man like Neuralities than a man like him. So.
All right. Here is Francis Ford Coppola one more time. These guys are obsessed with crying. Jesus Christ, I feel sorry for their women. Also, toxic man this, toxic man that. Whatever happened to just being an asshole? I think that's their way around getting around swearing. They invent words which mean the same thing. So.
Yeah. But also, being an asshole isn't always a negative thing, because sometimes you need to be an asshole.
Yes.
So, hey-ho.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Another idea from limiting masculinity is this idea that showing any emotion at all, not just crying or vulnerability, like we don't show emotion, we're completely stoic. The two acceptable emotions are anger and lust.
What?
No. No. What about happiness? What about joy? What about
laughter?
So, yeah. Anger and lust. What about love? Because lust and love are two different things.
He's saying stoic in the word term, but we actually understand stoicism or study it. Anger is not something the Stoics accept.
Stoicism, no.
Stoicism is mostly positive emotion.
Yeah, exactly.
Not negative. They disregard because the negative doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help anything. So positive emotions, those are good. being effective in life, that's good. Being efficient.
Also, I don't know about you guys, but you know when I see an angry man, I don't think, yeah, show your masculinity. I think, fuck's sake, is there like a copper here or something you can like, or somebody who can remove this really angry person away from me because I don't want to be around an angry person. Jesus Christ, I swear to God, I'm imagining like the Scooby Gang coming along and unmasking this guy as like a woman or something, because there's no way a guy would be saying this sort of stuff.
No, this is like two male feminists trying to like argue like what is masculinity.
Yeah, this is two soy boys who have never seen a masculine thing in their entire life, going, this must be masculine, right? Pointing at like a slab of cheese or something. Is this masculinity?
Guys, it's okay to be lustful and angry. It's like, really?
No. You're just like, you're like, God, no.
I would thought that would be in the toxic masculinity column because it's so like, aggressive and like emotional.
Oh God, I only realized it now.
But like this. Come on, lad. Come on, love. Get your boobs and your tits. I get your fanny out. I'm lusting for it.
Oh yeah, that's such positive masculinity.
That's okay.
I only realized it now that they have like a popcorn bowl behind them with Captain Marvel on it, and like some Coke glass balls behind them.
That's annoying. I'm eating popcorn right now. I feel bad.
For who?
For me, I'm eating the same things as these cunts.
Figures.
I don't care about other people's feelings. That's gay, and I'm not being gay. I'm gonna be angry and lustful, like proper positive masculine.
Here's Tyler Preston. Hey Tyler, you know this all reminds me of the South Park mocking the queer eye for the straight guy. At first, all the wives are happy that their husbands are being metrosexuals, but they eventually got tired of them being total pussies. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, damn.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see more definitions of the term.
All I know is this guy's supposed to be a therapist, and if he says you're only supposed to be okay being angry and lustful, I don't want him to be a therapist. I think everyone should get their money back straight away, because he was teaching you something completely wrong.
Indeed.
Okay.
Right. Those are the emotions that men can show, and if you show anything else...
I have to know if she's all right. Why? Because I love her.
If you show any other emotion, then you're gay.
All right, gay.
Homophobia is a huge part of limiting masculinity.
Okay,
hold on, yeah.
That's a comedy
That's
show.
a comedy line. From Ed, who even though he's Sean's best friend, he is a bit of a dick. So, context?
When just looking at the scene, I knew that it's a fucking comedy.
It's like Shaun of the Dead. Don't take Shaun of the Dead. You're literally like, yeah, okay.
It might be because like they are Americans and they didn't understand British comedy.
Also, men can show love. It's very easy. I tell my girlfriend I love her all the time. Literally, while I was on mute, she came downstairs to pick some stuff up. I literally said I love you before she went upstairs for a shower and to go to bed. It's not that difficult.
And then you said, I know.
Then she said, then she said, I know. And that's when I put her to the carbonite.
The shower's actually a carbonite chamber. Okay, great.
That'd be some shit.
Little did she realize.
The secret button I press when,
This happened to the X.
Oh.
Yes, I wish.
Anyway.
No, to be honest with my ex, I just put her into the Sarlacc bit. That'd be perfectly fine.
All right, here is Cream of Window Soup. We're watching Two guys circle jerking about how much they cry and how sensitive they are. Goddamn, the most effeminate gay man I know would mock these daffodils. It's strange to see the argument that men aren't sensitive, and that's a good thing. I think men are sensitive. They just don't like showing weakness, and that could be perceived as such. So, sensitivity is not the same as being soft. So I don't.
Let's put it this way. A lot of guys, once they become dads and parents, the actual men will become very sensitive with their kids. As in, like, you know, they'll like. You'll see a big change in people, especially fathers of daughters. It's like their daughters become like the little princesses, and it's just like they become so like protective and sensitive, and they're like, you know, it's very different. So yeah, no, men can easily show emotions. We don't just say men must be angry and lustful all the time. There's a lot of different things men can be.
Here is a Mike Testa super chat that is actually rather poignant. It's normal to cry over your best friend's demise. These boys are just lost in their own insanity they call life. In other words, a midlife crisis. I don't know if it's a midlife crisis or they're just trying to flex their analytic minds, whatever you call this, and apply it to the movie when everyone can go, oh yeah, his friend, his war buddy just died.
His brother in arms has just died.
That would make him sad. Of course it would make him sad. They trusted their lives to each other, as they would anyone in a combat.
And he knows that the guy died trying to save other people of their party, and gave his life to save other people of their party, which is, you know, the guy that they all. So I think Boromir was a bit of an outsider of that group, and so Aragorn, knowing that Boromir gave his life for the Fellowship, is quite poignant with everything. And also with what Boromir said to Aragorn just before he died, my king, you know, telling him how he would have followed him to the ends of the earth with everything, and telling him how he knows he'll take their people to, you know, greatness and, you know, and everything. So, yeah, there's a reason why he might shed a tear. It's crazy. It's almost like if you watch the movie, you get all the context of the scene.
Yeah, it's
weird, right?
It's drawn out. Yeah, you get understanding of what's happening. It's not complicated. So
yeah.
Anyway.
Speaking of which, limiting masculinity says don't get physically close to any guy in any context other than fighting, because if you do, you're automatically queer. It's this huge homophobic thing.
What?
It's not homophobic. Colin, oh my god. Saying to
having
someone
friends
they're gay,
is homophobic.
Saying someone going gay like that to someone isn't being homophobic. It's called banter between guys. Do you know what the word banter means? It's making fun. Oh my god. Literally, the way I say a letter, the letter H, gets mocked by my friends here with everything. And I get called like gay for saying it a certain way. Do I think they're homophobic? Well, probably bears, but do I think the rest of them are homophobic? No. But do you know what I mean? It's like it's fine.
And then Smut adds bears to the call just to spite you.
It wouldn't really. It doesn't matter. But it's like it's not. Also, it's just banter. Fucking hell! It's just banter.
Yeah,
literally,
exactly.
my girlfriend called me gay today. So it's because I showed affection to it, and she went gay. It's like that, and it's like it's fine. I don't go. Oh well, you're homophobic, aren't you? Jesus fucking Christ.
The things that having a thick skin can do to a man. And not the opposite for these blokes.
Yeah, it's almost like men can have a laugh and a joke with each other. Crazy, isn't it?
They take like every single thing that they get as like an insult to themselves and their precious character.
Yeah.
All right, here's Guy Arai again. This reeks of projection. Oh yeah, I mean, all of these videos we cover are pretty much, I think this, therefore it's there. As opposed to, this is what's there, therefore I think this. It's the opposite thing of what you should be doing.
Yeah.
So it happens every video. And this is their weird interpretation, which we know what they're saying and we know what they're trying to say, but it doesn't come across properly because you don't have a negative proof. You don't do things like blaming homosexuality or toxic, what is it called? Homophobia or all these other silly things. It's like, that's not really, I mean, anyone could do that. It's not nothing to do with being a guy. So I don't get it. And you're going to see in this scene, these are all just jokes. They're taking clips from movies to make it funny. So I don't even think they're taking this seriously.
This is Bill and Ted, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, are you going to... Seriously? You're going to use Bill and... Okay.
Well, I remember this scene because I like the movie, so... Like, watch what happens.
Yeah, Bill and Ted's a great movie.
Ted! You're alive! Yeah! I fell out of my shoe when I hit the floor! Fag.
Wow, that did not age well.
No.
No, it
doesn't.
Why?
Yeah, that aged brilliantly. That was just funny.
It was great. How did that not age well?
What was wrong with that?
In fact, it's even better than ever.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it's like... It's almost like...
New Bill and Ted didn't age well. Like, it's already like...
Yeah.
No, I don't want to see it ever again.
No, it doesn't exist. There's only two Bill and Ted
doesn't
movies.
exist.
No, seriously, I'm going to be like what Eric says about the Terminator movies. It doesn't exist. No, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But it's... Just because when those two guys hug, someone else yells fag at them, doesn't mean that, it's always a bad thing.
Yeah, hell no.
Jesus.
All right, let's go.
So we're going to watch the scene right now where Aragorn basically completely destroys all of the limiting masculinity stereotypes that you see. And I dare you to not cry. I know I'm going to. And you're not going to make fun of me this time.
No. Oh, no.
They took the little ones. Stay still.
So leading up to this Boromir.
Should it be the hobbits, you racist? Not the little ones?
Yeah, God. The little ones, God. Also, right, I do tear up at this scene, but you can't... So also, the therapist guy takes the mickey out of the other guy for crying at the scene. So you obviously thought it was perfectly fine to do it until obviously someone's told you that it's not been fine. So pretty toxic traits there, mate. I don't think you should be a therapist. I think your license should be revoked.
Again, I think they're doing this for fun. So, but this is what I don't understand. If they're doing it for fun,
Smud, I'm not laughing.
I'm
not
laughing. Seems like.
But that's what I mean. Obviously, these guys are doing it because they enjoy it, right? So when they start listing these traits, and like, these are bad, and then he goes to his friend, and you're not going to make fun of me anymore after this. It's like, so is that really true, or is he just trying to make a dig into his friend? So I don't know.
Oh, so he's insulting his friend. So that's a toxic trait. Pushing others down.
Possibly. So
masculinity.
either the friend actually does it, and he is toxically masculine. He doesn't do it, and the other guy's just making a dig at his friend, or he does do it, and they're not aware that it's toxically masculine. I don't know. It's one of those three things.
Yeah, this is just ridiculous. This whole video is really ridiculous. Yeah, I know I said the camera like a word, but whatever.
All right. Let's go. Right, we're 1/4 done. That's great.
Has made his last stand.
I let Frodo
Fought bravely. Yeah.
Then you did what I could not. I tried to take the ring from him.
Look how Boromir
Hand on the head.
Beyond our reach now. Forgive me.
Yeah, he's dying. I think he has some leeway with what he does with his hands. Okay.
Yeah, seriously. He's got 3 arrows sticking out of him. He can do whatever he wants with his hands. Because he ain't going to be using them much afterwards.
He's being emotional. Oh my... Yeah, he has arrows in his chest.
Yeah, he's... You can only be emotional if you've got 3 arrows stuck in you.
So, gents, when you have a few moments to live, it's okay to express your emotions. It's like, yeah, thanks.
If you've got 5 minutes to live, it's okay to be a little bit gay.
Damn.
Oh,
I'm sorry. This entire thing is just stupid. Oh my god.
Look at his hands. Yeah, his hands are grabbing his shoulder. What is your problem with this? He's so open with his feelings. He's dying.
He's dying. He's open with his feelings. He's also open with his chest cavity as well, where those arrows are pointing out of him.
Yeah. He's not wrong.
Oh god.
Jesus. I can't believe we're literally.
This is the right way to behave, man. Okay, it's like thanks, Dad.
When you're dying, have a long speech. Okay, then, especially if you get like, how much time do you think people have when they die? Most people literally get mind that bus, what bus, splat, and that's it. We don't have time to use their hands. Oh my god, this is silly.
All right, let's go.
I did not see. I have failed you all. No, Boromir. You fought bravely. You have kept your honor. Leave it. It is over. I do not know what strength is in my blood, but I swear to you, I will not let the White City fall. Nor our people fail. Our people. Our people.
So we were planning on doing some commentary through this, but it's just
the movie's too good.
The movie's too good, but also it speaks for itself. I mean, look
it
at
really does. It's so beautifully shot. There's a lot of, hidden filmmaking that's happening. There's color grading to make things a little more autumnal and feel a little more like death is coming in.
Yeah.
I would have followed you, my brother.
This writing is just
my captain.
Fantastic. Some of it's out of Tolkien and some of it's adapted from the book, but
my king.
Come on.
Yeah. Look at the unadulterated love that Boromir looks on Aragorn with,
It's respect and admiration and love.
Aragorn, really tough warrior, alpha male, has no problem openly mourning.
Peace. Son of Gondor.
And so tender-hearted towards his comrade. Has no problem with physical touch.
I don't think the term alpha male ever came out of Boromir's or anyone's lips in the Middle-earth. So...
Also, he's okay with physical touch. Yes, so are most toxic males. They're all right with physical touch. That's what lust is there for, right?
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no!
He has no problem with physical touch. Yes, when someone is dying in your arms, I again.
You don't. When someone's dying in your arms, go, "Ooh, don't touch me, please." It's like, no.
The dead are allowed, or the dying are allowed a little bit of freedom, just a little bit. Okay. He's so brave to hold this.
Just don't touch me. I mean, this is You can't give Boromir a review on his death so he can learn to improve himself. Boromir, I give your death 2 out of 5 stars. There was a little bit too much touching. Next time,
it's not manly enough. Yeah, you're too girly. Like what?
None of that my king shit.
Yeah, all you see is Boromir's death, and Aragorn's like Yahoo review or something. It's like 2 out of 5 stars. Bit too gay for me.
Damn.
I wanted a manly bromance, but I just got some faggot touching me up.
All right. Anyway, let's get going.
Sorry.
Touch has no problem with respecting somebody else instead of having to be the alpha.
What does being the alpha mean in a scenario? I mean, think about it. If you're the alpha, you would be doing this stuff anyway, wouldn't you? If you're such a man and you are respectful of life and malehood or whatever, and you see one of your brothers dying on the ground who was also a warrior, saved your life and you saved his, yeah, you'd be kind of transfixed on him. You'd be kind of like, oh my god.
Yeah, surprisingly, when you're like on friendly terms with someone who dies, you're kind of respectful.
Aragorn is just a strong character in like most aspects.
Yeah,
as like a limited masculinity character, like.
And these guys are like fucking coming all over the scene, and it's really
imagine like these like idiots being like put next to like Tolkien and to talk about his book. Like, I really like that Aragorn was this limited masculine hero. Like Tolkien would be like
Tolkien would be like, what the fuck is limited masculinity? And shouldn't you lot be in some sort of therapy thing, you damn fags? Have they got rid of electrotherapy? Get out of my house! I'm calling the cops. Homosexuality is still a crime, you know.
Oh, jeez. Anyway, let's keep going. Keep going.
The 1940s and 50s, a wonderful time.
This is a man who, his father challenges Aragorn and defies his rightful rule of an entire kingdom.
Yeah.
And
no, he doesn't.
That's.
When does Aragorn actually interact with the Steward of Gondor in the movies?
Not
Not once.
They took that out of the book.
So, he doesn't even get close.
Yeah,
in the books.
In the books, he does put his sword. Like everyone has to take their weapons and put them down at the side of the wall or whatever. And there's a big scene in the book where he does this because he says, "If you touch this sword, you will die." And he and Gandalf's allowed his stick because he's, "I'm an old man. Would you deny a man his staff or whatever?"
No. That's Theoden. That's the King of Rohan.
Oh, sorry.
I'm talking about Denethor, the Steward of Gondor. You know the guy who gets set on fire in Return of the King?
Right.
So I'm saying, like, when do they interact? And it's like, I don't remember them interacting with each other.
I can't remember. They were on the opposite side of the battlefield, if I believe.
I know. He says to Gandalf, "There is no King of Gondor," or something. Or something along those lines. But so this is from my recollection and everything. This is all made up by this person. So yeah.
Okay, I couldn't tell you. My memory's not that good.
I think like the guy in the middle, like the Invisible Man, is like the most trustworthy out of these three guys. Like, I don't know about you guys though.
As soon as you said the guy in the middle, I actually looked at my phone going, "What, there's 3 people?" I honestly thought someone else had turned up and I hadn't noticed because I wasn't watching the video.
You got punked.
Oh, Jesus. But yeah, so they're also misreading this. I don't know. I just don't care. Yeah, whatever.
Is okay, like this is like a really smart thing, but doesn't anyone be like bothered by the fact that like it looks so fucking awkward that like they are like sitting so far apart from each other, or are they just like following the COVID shit?
Also, the way their legs across is awkward because it's I feel like they want to put their hands on each other's knee.
Yes.
So
ironic.
Like he can't hold his jeans on himself. Like it's popping off. Like look at that hole.
Pop.
Look, Mr. Green. We're just like Sam and Frodo. What, gay? Oh, I was going to say good friends, but okay.
All right.
That's beside the point. Once they become brothers in arms, they are brothers, and he mourns him like a brother. And there we go.
Oh, well, what you're doing right now, though, is modeling exactly what we're talking about, though. Like, I don't think you're any less of a man.
He's not modeling a damn thing. He's getting emotional over the drama of the scene.
Yeah,
He's not training to his emotions. He's not going through therapy. He's not modeling anything.
What the?
He likes the scene. Okay, that's it.
The scene's good. He's come to tears. That's great.
You're clearly modeling your behavior after a healthy male who's understood what it means to be a non-toxic male and a good boy who's in touch with his feelings. He's okay to cry. It's like, okay, sure. He's in
touch with the little sissy inside of him. It's like, yeah, well, that's great, but I also get teary-eyed at that scene because it's like, but I get teary-eyed at the full scene of like, even with the music and everything. But I'm not sitting there going, oh, look at me, guys. I'm in touch with, like, you know, I'm not toxic. I'm just no, be something. No, it's just like, oh, yeah, it's a good scene. Anyway, moving on to the next movie.
Yeah.
Let's break this down. No problem with touching. No problem with being openly, I would say, affectionate.
Dead man. Yep. Dead man.
What is wrong with touch? When did touch become non-masculine? Why is this a thing?
And even if it were, it's still dead man, dead man, dead man.
Yeah. There's a dead guy dying in his arms. He hasn't got much choice what he's doing. Why is that? Why?
Help him. Also, hold him. Do something.
But why is touching gay? It's like you get touching is why is touching a bad? He's very open about being touched. Okay. Some people just also don't like to be touched, especially by someone they don't know. It's like, have you heard of a thing called personal space? That is a thing. Very weird. This video is weird. Short people and touching have been like the major standpoints for me, and I just don't.
All right, let's go.
Absolutely, yeah.
Tender-hearted, right? And like you said, he literally just sliced the arm and head off an orc. And he segues straight into this, right?
It's like he has priorities.
Yeah, it's like the fucking 8-foot-tall orc that was armed to the teeth was the thing he had to pay attention to start with.
It's an action scene. What do you think is the focus? Go help my friend who's on the verge of death, or don't die? Which one do you want?
It's like these guys are like on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, like picking an answer. What is Aragorn's priorities? Kill Lurtz, go to Boromir, sort out his taxes, remember if you left the stove on? And it's like, these knob jockeys are like, I'm going to have to phone a friend to find out what his priorities are. Fucking killing the fucking Uruk-hai.
He just went from violence to tenderness. How masculine. You're like, what? What are you talking about?
He just went from he just went from fighting for his life to going, well, that's over. Oh crap, Boromir. Wow, that's such a weird thing. I guess only a positive masculine guy would do that. No, 99% of people would do that.
Anyway.
It's just dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot go from a more violent, manly act than what Aragorn just did to this. And it's, to him.
Oh, you can. It's not difficult.
It's
really not difficult.
He's not even multitasking. He's just doing one
Soldiers
thing.
do this.
And then he's doing another thing.
Soldiers do this. But soldiers do this all the time in war zones.
Yeah. They are trained.
Holy shit!
They're very efficient. They're trained to do the one thing, and once that thing is done, they do another.
It's like, okay, I used to play rugby. You could go from smashing the crap out of each other and like almost into fist fights to then seeing your mate on the floor because like he's done his shoulder in to running over to him to make sure he's all right. It's very easy to like switch, but you have different priorities. Have you ever like comforted somebody after a horrific thing? You have to have the priorities with stuff. It's like, have you ever comforted someone after a car crash? Like, you have the adrenaline rush of like getting them out of the car and all this sort of stuff, or you know, things have then comforted them, like, you know, it's going to be fine, you're going to be all right. And then you're going to have to go, like, once you've done that, you get the ambulance and you do all the things. So there's like a list of things you do, and your brain goes through what's the most important. You don't just go, everything all at once. I'm gonna go to Boromir while also fighting this person, and I'm going to comfort Boromir while also sword fighting Lurk, because that's, it's like, no, he does one thing at a time. Wow. Well, maybe Aragorn should have just cried while fighting Lurtz so that he's not toxic or something. I don't know.
Maybe the orcs will feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna happen. No.
All right. No, that's good. This is fine. This is all simple observations they're making.
This is fine.
Yep.
This is fine. Okay, then.
Thing happens, then other thing happens. You must be a very good male. It's like, okay, sure.
It's not
a series of events happen.
Two different opposite sides of my personality. It's just, this is just who I am. I'm a man. I do these things, and I do these things.
It's not opposite sides of a personality. It's just a personality. An opposite side would be like him doing this, and then like being bipolar. It's I don't care. We can carry on. I'm not arguing this point anymore.
We're almost half done, just to show you how far we've gone and how silly this becomes. So,
how far are we gonna go with this?
I don't know. When you guys get fed up and frustrated because it's so silly, I'm not.
What? So 20 minutes ago.
I like this because I'm not like, this is not completely stupid and it's not completely ridiculous. It's just sort of like this bad interpretation. You're just like, okay, sure, sure thing, buddy.
My thing is like, this guy's saying he's a therapist, and it's sort of a bit like you're saying a lot of bad things to be a therapist. I'm kind of, it's a bit iffy. Do you know what I mean?
He could have like said like he is like a paid actor or something. Like, I would believe him just as much as now.
Yeah.
It gives him absolutely no credit so far. Like the things that like he was talking about.
Well, this is the other guy. So
like anyone.
Yeah. So this
guy. Yeah, I know it's the other guy, but he's just guy.
He's just guy. Yes, shirt. like a hobo with the red shirt on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
How he cries, how he mourns, how he speaks softly, he kisses his forehead softly, how he reassures, right? Reassuring, consoling, nurturing are traditionally feminine traits. He has no problem looping that into
traditionally feminine
because both men and women.
What?
Nurturing isn't a.
Let's give him that.
Because men are fathers.
I would give him that. Let's just say we think of women as the nurturers, the caregivers, the soft-spoken, the mothers. Like, yes, males have this too, but traditionally we can say that he's actually right. And let's just let that one go.
Grandfatherly figures, though, Smud. Grandfatherly figures, though.
I'm not saying males aren't like that, but when we think of women, we think of that sort of. You think of your mom. You think of the person you could always rely on. They're always there to care for you. They're always there to listen to your problems.
Fine. I will give the 2 crying faggots this one. Okay, I will do that.
Traditionally,
are you happy?
It's not either or. It's traditionally. So it's like fine. It's fine. It's fine to me. Anyway.
And women can be masculine and feminine.
True.
Some people say men are rational and women are emotional.
True.
Men are just as emotional as women.
No, they're not. I strongly disagree. Men can be.
No, Smudge, you've got to give them this one because on average, I'm joking. Carry on.
Yeah, this is.
I mean, these two are probably. But
boys.
Would they go and say like women are just as rational as men?
In certain contexts, yes. Oof. Certain topics, yes, but not in general. No.
Exactly. It's like they just can't use the mirror to like twist the narrative.
Yeah, we talk about psychology. We're focused on the actual mind, and yes, men and women have unique minds, but they're still minds. They can have the same types of emotions and all this other jazz. But on average, with people you meet, and you will see the behavior of men and women in public, in social settings, in private settings, the women are always more outspoken and more emotional when it comes to specific things, whereas the men are more stoic and, tight-lipped, not as expressive. And that doesn't mean they don't speak as much, because if you're on a date, a lot of men speak a lot compared to the females, but they are not as emotionally charged speeches. They're very calm and collected and cool, as opposed to...
If only more men spoke like you on dates, Smud. Just say, shut up, bitch, eat your fries. And that's it, that's all you need.
Well, when you eat the fries, you'll realize just how important my words were and how dumb you were not to eat the fries. When I say eat this food, I have a very good understanding of the food, I would hope. So
when I say eat this food, you eat the fucking food.
Yes. And I do that with my friends and family, and they're like, "What the hell's your problem? Just eat it." They put it in their mouth, they're going, "Oh,
just eat the food. Eat the food." We've already eaten so much, we can't have any more. The food.
You must eat.
It's like that scene off of Monty Python, The Meaning of Life, with that great fat guy in the restaurant. Just keeps eating.
It's just a piece
of meat. It's only one wafer thin mint. No, I couldn't eat another bite, but it is only a wafer thin. Smud there, just waving it in front of it. It is only one small fry.
Well, when I get impressed by food, the person I'm with will also be impressed. So anyway, unless it's a table haute, which means everyone gets the same meal in a fixed price, then they're doing exactly what I'm eating, so it's kind of pointless. But anyway.
The damaging thing is we're told you cannot express it. Right? And so if I'm a man and I'm hurting or I'm afraid, well, I can't say that I'm hurting or afraid. I can't show that. So it has to come out as anger because that is strong.
I don't buy that at all. I think if a man is scared and in pain, that's really hard to hide. And I don't know why.
The problem is with fear and things that scare you is it's the fight or flight mode that kicks in. So you either run away from the thing that's scaring you, or you stand and fight it. So you're either going to run away from what's frightening you, as in like, so you're going to run away from your feelings, or you're going to fight, and that causes you to lash out at stuff. It's a natural thing with the fight or flight, and because men have always been the natural protector of like tribes and villages and stuff like that, we're the ones who get into more situations where fight or flight exists. So, sorry, you're wrong here. Because as a therapist, you should know about the fight or flight reactions of stuff, and that's what you should say. Not just I must show this as anger. No, you can show it in different. There's two different ways, and of those two different ways, there's multiple different ways that you can show stuff of that. Because fighting something doesn't also mean anger. It could mean that you just stand your ground, and you become like stoic, or you just hold yourself together. So, yeah.
Usually anger is a form of frustration with something you can't do or something that you thought would go a certain other way. And disappointment is immeasurable at times. So it's kind of hard to properly express that when this guy's saying we've been taught not to behave a certain way. So, when you get rejected by a woman, or when you don't get the job offer or whatever,
I don't understand that. I have never been rejected by
okay, yeah. So after
they all say yes, or the drugs take hold.
Yeah. Okay. So after the 10th or 20th time, you don't care. You just like whatever. Like it doesn't bother you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's like a good example, a good personal example would be something that made me angry is people I know or work with and stuff. When someone lies to you, and it's like such a blatant lie that you go, why did you even lie? That used to get me really, really angry.
Mm-hmm.
As in because it used to really piss me off, especially with like my ex-partner. She would lie about the silliest things. And you'd be just thinking, why do you do that? But after a while, it got to the point where you're like, I just don't care. I know you're lying. I'm just not going to pay any attention to what you say. So, yeah. Anger's not always the natural response to something with stuff, so.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
What that does is that pushes people away. And what I love about Aragorn's, if I can say
and
this...
it also damages you psychologically. If you, I'm sure on a neurological level, changes happen chemically within your brain that make you respond to things with anger instead of more natural emotions, because those natural emotions...
what?
Anger is a natural emotion.
There are chemicals in your brain that change when you express an emotion. As opposed to the normal emotions. What the? Yes.
Anger is an unnatural emotion.
Doing anything in life involves chemicals in your brain. And everything that happens in your brain is natural unless someone is inside your brain poking it.
What are we listening to?
I'm not sure anymore. Apparently, he's trying to make the weird argument that if only you had expressed yourself naturally or positively, you wouldn't have negative reactions, which is like, what? It's like, I stubbed my toe. Oh, what joy and bliss I am having in this painful experience. Like, I should express myself pleasurably. I'm like, that's not going to work.
I've just chopped the end of my thumb off making dinner. I'm now gonna do a rendition of The Sound of Music because I'm that happy that this has happened. And you're just like,
if only you learned to control your anger. It's like, yes, we get it. That's what you're trying to say. But this other gobbledygook is just, oh boy. Thank you, guy on the right, whose every opinion you've said has been hilarious.
Thank you, guy on the right, whose every opinion has literally been, I don't know.
What are you talking about?
Chemicals, maybe.
Yeah, there's better chemicals in your brain when you smile as opposed to when you frown. You're like, sure, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, shut up. Yeah.
I mean, I could keep watching this all day because it's so ridiculous. Just like, okay, buddy.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I've now got to the point where I'm more sort of just a bit like, this is just silly.
Yeah. I'm a therapist. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, sure you are. Pat on the head, give a cookie, tell them to stop calling.
You're a good therapist. Okay.
You push
Sure, good.
Yeah.
and you replace them with anger to at least show something.
Because men don't show fear, men don't show
Really?
weakness, right? All these things. And if I can say this, what I love about Aragorn's violence.
Okay, first off, what does a man gain by showing weakness? Not once did Aragorn show weakness by interacting with the dying fellow.
Mm-hmm.
What was weak about that? They were expressing their feelings.
If only Aragorn shown weakness to Lurtz, maybe they could have all just got on.
Yeah, weakness would have been being scared to go over to him and talk to him.
Uh-huh.
That would have been a form of weakness.
Weakness would be Aragorn having a panic attack in one of the bushes.
Yeah. It's like, oh my God, he's dying. What do we do? Ah! He's got an arrow in his chest.
Breathing heavily into a paper bag. Going, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh my God, Boromir's gonna die. Oh God, I don't know.
Oh, what do I do?
Gimli will sort this out. He'll do it. He's the brave one.
Gimli starts hammering with his axe. Is he gonna die soon? I'll ease his pain. Like, smack. Oh my God. He stopped moving. He's okay.
Gimli's trying to kill Boromir quick.
Oh God. Don't say that.
Oh my God.
So again, I don't know what men gain by being weak, and I never understood any of that. Showing emotion is weakness, or like, no, there's a time and place to show your emotions, and that's what you learn very quickly. All right.
Yeah.
Violence is it's protective, it's not dominant.
Right.
Aragorn's violence is protective.
It's not dominance. No, he was just protecting himself by dominating Lurtz in a sword fight. You know, the usual way that.
I don't know how to interpret violence. You're killing your enemies. That's violence. Yes.
You are dominating your opponents on the battlefield. So yeah.
I don't understand. He wasn't violent to Boromir. That'd be creepy.
Yeah. Violently touching Boromir.
Squeezing his chest. like, oh.
Just pushing the arrows deeper in.
God.
Oh my God.
Are you okay, Boromir?
Are you okay? Those arrows look really deep. Let me just twist them out of you. Ah, no, I could have made it, Aragorn. Oh no, you're dying.
That's because you were putting them in, you idiot.
He's there actually stabbing Boromir with his blade.
Oh God. All right.
For Aragorn, violence is a last resort to protect and to defend. Now let's talk about traditional masculinity and men's relationship to women. This is where we have a divergence in traditional masculinity. On the one hand, there is a lot of respect and deference towards women's chivalry, right? And on the other hand, women are objectified. They're seen as conquests.
Here we go.
Property, chattel, right? Things like that. And even I'm the man, so I'm in charge. I do love you and I do respect you, but ultimately the buck stops with me.
Right.
Right?
The head of the family.
The head of the family, right? Now, I'm not there are definitely families where I've seen that work, and there are families where I've seen it not work.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe that's not the factor in when it doesn't work. I mean, just logically speaking, if A works and B does not, maybe something else is wrong with B, aside from your initial premise.
Yeah.
Boromir not surviving.
Yeah, when the head of the family is dead, yeah, that's kind of puts a hole in your whole theory there. Here's Vladimir Dragunov. What did I miss? Did they make any substantial points? Arrow points, maybe.
When you're dying, you can be a little bit gay. That's all I've got so far. So.
All right. Let's.
Just loving this. I'm just loving the fact that we're talking about Boromir just being dead, as if like Boromir chose to be dead.
The manly Boromir leading his family dies, leaving his passive.
Boromir was always that cold.
It was the dominant female of the family. And Boromir.
Oh my god! Yeah.
God.
And even in the families where it works, it is very much like they say in My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Let me tell you something, Tula. The man is the head, but the woman is the neck, and she can turn the head.
So what you're saying is, if you kill the woman, you kill the family. Always go for the neck.
Oh god.
Why are we bringing up My Big Fat Greek Wedding?
We are referencing.
Bring up like comedies.
Yeah, it's what is going on here? Psychology through comedy. Like, why? That's not how psychology works.
Of all the movies to ever bring up, My Big Fat Greek Wedding is not one of them. It's.
Oh god!
What the fuck? Oh my! I hope they bring up like the Naked Gun for something, because that would be like or airplane.
Naked Gun or airplane, or one of the Titans.
Yeah. Oh, I just want to like just. Oh.
It should have been like exactly like I think like Smud brought up that like the singing segment from the Holy Grail when Aragorn starts singing.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for him to go like the toxic traits in Scary Movie 1. I'm like, well, now we know that.
They had us from the start.
Yeah.
Play us like a damn fiddle.
Yeah, plays like a damn fiddle.
Okay, let's go.
Any way she wants.
But just this idea of I am the ultimate decision maker. Aragorn challenges that as well. Because we look at the scene we're going to watch right now with Éowyn, and Éowyn wants to fight.
Yeah.
She wants to go to battle with the men. She doesn't want to tend to the women and children and the elderly and to comfort them and keep them calm underneath the catacombs. She wants to be out there slicing off orc heads.
Because that's just her choice.
Wouldn't.
Right? But her uncle says she can't. So let's watch what Aragorn does here.
Okay.
You've some skill with a blade.
That doesn't read to me as patronizing when he says that.
I'm sorry, right, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry, what?
I just had an idea, like, let's see what Aragorn does, swings. Yeah, he tried to decapitate her, that would get her out of the fight quicker. But also, he just hit her sword and was silent for a bit. Oh, positive masculinity.
He's not patronizing her at all. It's like, was
he's just literally shown that, look, I can parry you. What do you do next? Don't just stand in fear. Do something.
I'm not following. Let's just see the scene. Let's see what the hell these guys say. This is getting weird.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I was. If you just start again, because I was laughing because I was thinking of him saying like, "Yeah, Aragorn tries to come in and kill her with her sword to like show her that death is real, like Boromir, so they can touch each other." Since Aragorn can only touch people who are dying.
Yeah, Aragorn starts crying now. Like, I can't touch you. Like, what? Because you're not dying.
I can only touch you. You've got a free. It's only I can only touch you if you have 3 arrows sticking out.
Oh God.
Those with us can still die.
It could so easily be a patron.
I fear neither death nor pain.
Yeah, he's talking to a peer.
What do you fear, my lady?
A cage. To stay behind bars until use and old age accept them. And all chance of valor has gone beyond recall or desire.
You're a daughter of kings. A shield maiden of Rohan. I do not think that will be your fate.
Okay, so let's pause and let's talk about the zoom there. Why the zoom?
On Eowyn?
Yeah.
Why? Oh my God.
Why? Oh, that's like a very common trick in the cinematography.
Yeah. Also,
zoom on the actor's face after like the dialogue is done.
Right. So before they explain what they think, because it's all going to be bollocks, why don't we just talk about that scene and say our own perspective of it? That was literally him saying, you know, you're the daughter of kings. You're higher up than stuff. It's literally like him saying, you're not really, you know, you're not going to be like kept behind with stuff, like with cages and stuff. You've got other roles to fulfill.
Yeah, she wants to fight.
He's trying to break it. Yeah, he's trying to break her down really, you know, lightly. But no, you're not fighting.
You have to lead. You have to be a leader, and leaders need to comfort and listen, guys. I want to be out there. I really do. But now you have to like suck it up and do what's better for everyone else, and keep you alive. So because if you're gone, they're screwed. So unless there's someone else going to take over the
at this point. Yeah, because at this point in the story, there's Theoden and her, because can't remember who Carl Urban's character who leads the Rohirrim. Can't remember what his name is. He's gone, and they don't know where he is, so they don't know whether he's alive or dead. So she's literally Theoden's next in line with stuff. So if she dies, Rohan has no leaders. Thanks, Ginga.
What was that?
Sounds like a good time, whatever it is. But yeah, at this point in the, yeah, loads of like people are. Here's the thing: the men are fighting the war, but Theoden is like, "I'm going to fight this war, and if I die, then you, Erwin, will be like the leader of Rohan to like, you know, lead the people." Like literally what he says when they're traveling to Helm's Deep, and then they get attacked by the orcs and the wargs and everything, and it's like, yeah, she goes, "I want to fight," and Theoden goes, "No, you must lead the people, because if I die, someone needs to lead them."
Right.
So.
All right. Here's.
So Aragorn is just saying the same stuff. So
yeah, he's pretty much agreeing with keeping her behind because we don't want to lose you. So anyway, Mike Testa, that's a nostalgia.
Very important.
That's a nostalgia critic type of criticism. Boo. It would be said rather quickly and under a joke. So you're not sure if he was being serious.
Yeah, if he said if he said it quickly and then had a 25-minute long skit, then yeah, it'd be like a nostalgia critic.
25 minutes.
Yeah.
So they at least didn't do that. So
right.
Props to them. But
okay. Anyway, let's go.
Because she is realizing something that he is communicating to her that she's never gotten. I don't think she's ever gotten from another man.
Yeah.
She's never gotten that acceptance that, no, I get it. You're
except from her uncle, her brother, and her cousin.
Is it because she likes him? Is it because she's attracted to him? Therefore, he said it. Therefore, she'll listen.
Yeah. She's also got a crush on him.
Yeah. So she's realizing if I die, I can't be with this guy or whatever. So there's a little bit of selfishness in there, I'm sure. Plus, the guy she likes is telling him.
It does have a lot more to do.
Yeah.
But also, Theoden has said this in a really nice way. He's not mean to her. He's like really protective of her.
Yeah, like Theoden just lost his son.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not losing anyone else.
He doesn't want to lose another relative.
Yeah, and he knows that she will have to lead because he knows that he's probably going to die in battle with the orcs.
Yeah, he's pretty much admitting like the harsh reality of the situation to her. Straight up.
Yeah, he's like, I am probably going to die because these are fucking killing machines that have hyenas for horses.
Yeah.
Right? So
yeah, it's like plain and simple. It's like telling her, it's like if I'm gone, it has to be you, straight up. Mm.
All right, let's go.
No, I get it. You're not.
Yeah.
Just.
I have not seen any of the movies, and even I know the context. What the hell?
The person who's going to take care of the household while we go off to war. He's saying, yeah, you have value too.
He's saying you're the shield maiden of Rohan. Shield, like you belong in battle. And I love that you said acceptance and not permission. Right, because she doesn't need his permission.
She absolutely does. I mean, later in the films, she does not have permission, and she rides to war anyway.
Ride with me.
But what she has from him is, I see you and I accept you. Mm-hmm. And it's not him giving her wings to fly or giving her power. It's him saying, I already recognize you have it. Mm-hmm. Because of the respect, that's what she finds attractive.
That's when she falls in love instead of just admiration, respect.
See, this is where they're reading too much into the mental states of these supposed characters and their emotions. Like, oh yeah, no, she loves the respect, and it's like, or she just really likes him because he's freaking Aragorn.
Sorry, I dropped out there. What have I missed?
Well, they're trying to explain her mental state of how she's attracted to Aragorn because he respects her, and she sees that.
No. She fancies Aragorn because he's a fucking beefcake.
That's a good explanation. Yeah, that's a simple enough explanation. Yeah. You could add all that mumbo jumbo. You could add all that other stuff on top, but it's mostly because she likes the guy.
She fell in love with Aragorn the moment she met him, pretty much.
Yeah, so she just fell in love with his looks, and then he turned out to be a nice guy, and then she was like... And then for some reason she saw him with Legolas and thought, oh, that must be who he's with. That was a really weird scene, and I never really understood it. Yeah, the mental state of this is, I think, it's her growing as a character to realize there's more to being a ruler than just fighting battles, and there's more to being brave than just fighting wars and stuff. You've got to be, you got to be there for your people. You've got to make hard decisions. You can't just,
All right.
Yeah.
Ooh, he's pretty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Limiting masculinity teaches us power, fame, accomplishment, accolades, right? We chase these things. We chase...
What the hell did he just say?
Limited masculinity teaches us those things. I'm like...
Ooh, he's pretty.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Limiting masculinity teaches...
Okay, so the bad
Limiting masculinity.
Yeah, this is his term for toxic masculinity, right? Teaches us power and fame. What's wrong with power and fame? Those are good things.
Especially for a fucking king.
Oh yeah.
Or like a person who is pretty much king material.
Yeah. So is he saying Aragorn is limiting masculinity? Because he's learning to acquire power?
For just being humble?
I don't know.
Like being encouraging to people?
I'm confused.
Gives us
I think
power,
we all are a little bit.
Fame, accomplishment, accolades, right? We chase these things. We chase the money. We chase all of this. Aragorn's not about any of that.
And all of that is...
Wait, hold on. Hold the fucking phone. Aragorn's not about any of that. He's not... He can still chase after...
Doesn't he get the power of those ghosts?
He gets power, yeah. He gets power.
Yes.
He gets the sword that was broken. He gets all these things.
Also, he's an accolades. Yeah, the accolades of winning a fucking war. You know, because no matter what happens, he'll be known as the person who helped win the war, even if he didn't become king. What the fuck? What the flying motherfucking shit? Whatever.
All right. Anyway.
An expression, all of those things that you listed are just an expression of dominance, right?
Yeah.
They're all, the limiting masculinity is dominant. I'm the one.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with being competitive, and there's nothing wrong.
Fame doesn't mean I'm the... Wow, okay. And getting well... I'm sorry that I'm getting wealth.
I'm not sure how they're connecting these ideas properly, because it's a bad thing to want power. It's like, really, it's bad. Why is it bad? What's wrong with acquiring wealth? What's wrong with getting...
someone who's supposedly good at understanding people, he's god awful, and this is just a fucking fictional character. What could he talk about when it comes to like a real person?
Yeah, this is
a hack fraud.
Yeah, this guy is just like, what the fuck is this?
All right, that's...
I mean, man, we all pursue the money and the fame.
Through money and the fame, yeah.
But if women down the masculinity, it's all good.
Yeah, but I want money. I quite like fame.
But that's toxic.
That's like being... I don't care.
Go fuck.
Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself for your... I'm not masculine.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? While I'm crying in my fucking Lamborghini, in my like 600 bedroom mansion, you can cry on your fucking bike in the rain because you ran out of $5 bills to buy your soy latte. So go fuck yourself. I don't care. I'll get the money and the fame. You can cry over Aragorn in your cardboard box with your poverty and your infamy or something. I don't know.
All right, let's keep going.
And there's nothing wrong with wanting to win. So let's see what happens with Aragorn when he inherits an entire kingdom. He is at the top of the food chain.
He has just saved all the free peoples of Middle Earth.
Well,
they're gonna talk about the fucking you bow for no man fucking scene, aren't they?
Okay, let's find out.
Well, what Frodo did was huge, right? But the people of Middle Earth don't get that.
Right.
They didn't see him on the battlefield.
No, they saw Aragorn defeat one army.
Yeah.
Lead an army to another army and defeat that one.
Let's look at what happens here.
Oh, he also just got the girl, who's an elf princess.
My friends.
You bow to no one.
Damn it.
You crying at this?
Every damn time.
I mean, it's a decent scene, but come on, man.
The whole ending is overblown. It takes so long.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine, but This is just him being respectful.
Show. Don't laugh at the Frodo face.
It's Jono's face.
So, are you Frodo facing me right now? Because I'll Frodo face the hell out of you.
No, I can't. You have the Frodo. Jeez.
Okay.
Sam.
You bow to no one.
This is the gayest shit I've ever seen in my life. Honest to God.
Are you doing the Frodo face? I'm gonna give it.
Right. So, do you know when he saw all those other people bowing to him? He didn't say to all of them, "You bow to no man." He's like, "No, keep bowing. I'm your king now." But to Frodo and the other tiny people with no shoes, he said, who are his friends and he's on friendly terms with, "You bow to no. You bow to no one." Because they're his friends.
Not even himself.
Yeah, because they're his friends. He sees them as equals. He bows to them because they were getting no recognition with stuff, so he bows to them to give him his recognition. And everyone else bows. Everyone else bows because the fucking king's bowing, and you do what the king fucking does.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, that's what happens. So, okay, nice scene. Don't know why you're crying about it. Pretty gay.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty gay right there.
So, like, this is very. I knew exactly which scene they were going to go for. I knew they'd misinterpret what it was. It's just literally him going, this is my thanks for what to show that I respect you and I see you as equals. In our quest together. So never think of yourselves as lesser than me. The other people don't have a fucking clue. They are literally peasants, and other people who are like Frodo fucking Walkings. What? Who? Bagman no Samwang? Well, I don't know who the hell these people are. What are these people? Who are these very short men with no shoes on?
Anyway.
This is silly. This is very silly.
So hopefully they didn't have a point to this because they were just making the silly faces at each other. So,
you know what this reminds me of from Monty Python, the Camelot song when they go, "Let's not go there. 'Tis a silly place.
Yeah.
Don't go to his therapy. 'Tis a silly place."
Pretty much.
They're gonna have us watch movies. It's like let's learn about your feelings through watching Casino. Like what?
Yeah. What? Casino has Robert De Niro using like positive masculinity when he breaks someone's hand through the touching of it with a hammer.
Oh boy.
Anyways, Elijah, we love you. Why do you cry every time you see this scene? Because I have a feeling it ties right into our theme.
Well, because I'm a Nancy boy. No, I
100% agree. 100. That is the only thing Yep, you are the biggest Nancy sissy boy I have ever met. Yep, 100% agree. I think. Yeah. Yep, he's right. Yep.
All right.
I just had an image of you with like wearing lederhosen with a giant lolly.
That's not what Nancy boy looks. That's not what Nancy boy looks.
So funny, ha.
By God, someone get me some sellotape because my sides have split.
And like a bowl cut. Nancy Boy Allen. No. It's okay.
That was toxic masculinity.
That was toxic masculinity. Push through that.
Okay, I think we're done.
Okay.
That's retarded. That's just a stupid thing to say. If they're going to use the terms that they invented and then redefined, and then they're going back to the old terms, and now they're making fun of it, you're like, okay, this is a farce.
Yeah.
There's nothing serious to take from this. They don't even know the term means, and they're not even taking it seriously.
They're they're just crying at Lord of the Rings because they like crying. And like I said, this is one of the gayest things I've ever seen. And it's kind of weird now.
Yep. No, we're going to stream memes if there are any. Let me check.
Yeah, hold on.
Stream memes.
I'm sure there will be. I'm sure Bears have made some of it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go. July the 9th. Spider-Coom. Mike Testa. What is... Mike Testa's got everyone in a jar on the Smudcast.
Yay.
Thanks, Mike. I don't know what that means, but...
means he controls us.
He controls...
He releases when he needs us.
Okay. Made in Italy. Apparently. Huh. All right. Here's AHSB Hans. He's too dangerous to be left alive. Is that... It's Mike Testa?
Well, it's a direct reply to that previous image.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Cinema therapy non-toxic. Aragorn's like, what? What are you talking about? What do these words mean? Here's Mike Testa. For the visually impaired of Show Don't Tell, I am the real Hawk. No, I am the real Hawk. Why are there two of me? Hawk. And then we have the same thing.
Yay!
Anytime I hear or see toxic masculinity, keeping snowflakes safe since 1776.
What?
Oh yeah, shit. Yeah, he's got a fake false leg, hasn't he? Pretty badass.
Yeah. There's the man. Here's Francisco Bordo Coppolino, the man behind the goofy Streamlab names, making Smud Boys say comically nonsensical things. Just according to Kikaku. I'll read them all. I don't care what you say. So. Joe Crazy just randomly popped in my head the animated SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Now that we're men. Let me just see how long this goes for.
The mustaches worked!
Do you know what that means? We are invincible!
All right, it's 2 minutes long. We're not going to watch it all.
Oh yeah, now we're men.
Yeah.
We can do anything. Now we're men.
Yeah.
We are invincible. Now we're men. We'll go to Shell City, get the ground, save the town.
Weird film is gonna nuke this stream if we
it's alright.
More than 10 seconds.
I'm gonna stop. Don't
SpongeBob.
worry. Yeah.
Here is
the impression was too good.
Here's Mike Testa. I don't know what's happening here.
It's a H with my face.
Oh.
An H made of Hawk's face.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh.
What is Dr. Evil and petting Alex Halo? Okay. I mean, what does this imply? I don't know. Was there a joke you made?
I feel like
about
Alex Halo is like a pet to Hawk.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. More gorgeous Rex. There's nothing wrong with being a man. But I love that. But by the way, you can be a strong man without being a total asshole. Oh, really?
You don't say.
What's in here? Just toxic masculinity. Oh, well. Gorgeous Rex. Crying is more acceptable at funerals. Sorry, crying is acceptable at funerals and the Grand Canyon. Keep your tears in your eyes where they belong. Yes.
Yep.
There's the man.
The
woke.
man, the myth, the legend.
Sam and Frodo are obviously queer, also woke. Why are men so afraid to be affectionate?
Yeah. Yeah. They literally call any men being affectionate with each other gay.
Yeah.
And then literally make up, but then like, while other men would like laugh and say it's a joke, they go, "No, you are gay."
Yeah.
It's like,
you're what is it? what's the term? You're suppressing your homoeroticism or something like that.
Closet
God.
homosexual.
Something. Yeah, you're projecting. It's like, what the hell? What,
I'm just like, no, I just don't like dick up my ass.
What is this? Pain?
Yeah, this is the guy I was talking about. Like, he's so much more relatable than the other two. I don't know, like, how you guys didn't notice him.
He's the third man.
He's the third guy, yeah.
He's suffering.
That's why the seat was empty.
He's like the gunman behind the grassy knoll, the first man in the video.
He's screaming on the inside. Everything is torture to him. His pain is so translucent you couldn't see him. Yeah, Damon again for toxic masculinity. YOLO. Here's my invincible ghost army behind me. Mateus, today, Mr. Park, the roof Korean died. F in the chat.
Oh.
The roof Korean?
Yeah,
yes,
the roof Korean.
The guy from the 90s, right? Like, where the term the roof Korean originates from.
Really?
Yes.
I'll have to check that out. Toxic masculinity, too much radioactive spider sperm. Whoa. Mary Jane was killed by Spider-Man's radioactive semen in the limited comic book series Spider-Man Reign.
Yeah, Spider-Man Reign. Yeah. That was stupid.
Wow.
That is dark.
That must have been the best Spider-Man story there ever was. It was so good they had to limit it down. Otherwise the world couldn't accept it.
Can you imagine having sex to the point where you kill someone because you weren't using protection?
I mean,
and your semen was radioactive.
Probably was a big commercial for drugs.
Meanwhile, continuities that are closer to the prime timeline have him and Mary Jane actually having a kid, Mayday Parker.
Yeah. You would think that Peter, being the geek he is, would have tested all this stuff out before. Like, if his body is radioactive, he's got a lot. He's got a lot of problems.
Like, Smud, do you think him being a teenager, he'd know if his sperm was radioactive?
Well, that detail just like a one-off thing, just for Spider-Man Reign. I don't think any other continuity has used that shit.
Yeah, I'd imagine though, if you were a geek, a big a geek as Peter Parker, he would have done some tests on.
I mean, for all we know, in the main universe, he has done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's going on? Why is everything on fire?
This is us covering the video, but what I like about the second panel is you can still see me just glaring at you like, yeah, this is not fun.
Oh boy. Cinema therapy's natural prey is Scarecrow. A straw man?
No, it's a straw man.
It's a straw man, Smud. Oh my god. The literal straw man, and you couldn't see it.
What's a scarecrow?
George, Rex, you're just the best. Seriously, today definitely.
And the sun went down. What?
English teachers. It's about poetry, isn't it?
What does it mean?
Mean.
Oh no. All the meanings. All right.
Oh dear.
Well, that was not bad. Till it became ridiculous and pointless.
It was completely fucking stupid.
These things happen. Anyway, that was pretty good. Not too long. All 2 hours and a half.
Oh, no, hold on, Smud. What? Smud. There's one more streaming that's just popped up.
One more.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
One more thing.
Let me go check it out.
Uncle.
And that's a fact. Yeah.
Not wrong.
Well, he said it. We didn't.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I did call him a faggot for most of the video, but he came out and admitted it, so...
Yeah.
I just like to say I called that early.
We were all the better for it.
Yeah, we're not missing anything much from these guys. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. That was relatively painless, just funny to listen to, and weird as hell.
Yeah.
So, thank you for the suggestion. Actually,
like that's anything, no?
Yeah, this was a suggestion I saw months ago that got outvoted. So I'm glad we got the opportunity to check it out. So any other suggestions you guys have, keep them coming. Give our mods something to do aside from. Tell people off in the stream meme channel not to post.
Not to keep conversations in the stream memes.
Give them something more to do. So keep them coming.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon, and we'll talk later. Bye-bye now.